8 a.m. I will call our redevelopment commission together. Roll call: Ann McGinnis.
Here.
Ken Austin.
Here.
Paul Buning. Here. Krista Hott.
Here.
Kristen.
Kristen.
And Rob. And Richard Words. We have a quorum. BJ Debbie. Oh, BJ Debbie.
I got better.
He wasn't here at the last.
Oh, you weren't here at the last meeting.
I guess it carried over.
Okay, need a motion to approve the minutes for October 19, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No old business, moving to new business. We have resolution 2021 from the Franklin Redevelopment Commission authorizing expenditure of tax increment finance funds of $100,000. I will open this to a public meeting. If there's any questions.
I should say first, I've got a typo in paragraph 1 that should say 100,000, not 300,000. So I'll swap out of the correct version. Yeah. So I'm sorry about that. I'll fix that.
Okay. Public meeting is closed. Open up to the board to have a motion to approve resolution 2021-17 with the correction in number 1. The letters are 300, it should be 100,000.
So moved.
We have a motion, second.
A question, is this this 100,000 that we've already
Yes,
discussed?
from last meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Behind resolution 2021-17, we have a grant agreement between the Franklin Redevelopment Commission and the Franklin Development Corporation for the $100,000. This does not require an open meeting, so need a motion to approve the grant agreement. We have a motion, need a second? Second. Motion and a second, any question? All in favor? Aye. Passes. Moving on to resolution 2021-18, appropriation resolution of the City of Franklin Redevelopment Corporation of $18,000 for expense and costs related to Commercial Drive, Graham Road Roundabout project. We'll open this for a public meeting. Seeing that there's no questions, we'll close the public meeting and open it up to the council. Need a motion to pass resolution number 2021-18, $18,000 for expenses and costs related to Graham Drive and Graham Road Roundabout project.
Mark's here.
Mark.
Yeah, this is for right-of-way acquisition. There are 4 pieces of right-of-way required, 1 each quadrant. It's fairly straightforward and fairly low-cost right-of-way. There's not much that's really required. This is a project that will go into construction next year.
Any questions? Need a motion to accept. So moved. Have a motion, need a second.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving on, Andy Street reconstruction project, landing November 17th, I assume that's bid.
Yes, project lets tomorrow. There will be a, once we approve an award to the low bidder, NDOT will send us an invoice for the local match, and we'll have 30 days to pay that. I would expect that that letter to come sometime within the next week to 10 days after letting. And we will have to have a resolution at the next redevelopment commission meeting to appropriate those funds for the local match.
Mark, you got a good idea what that 10% is?
It's not 10%, it's 20%.
Excuse me, 20%.
So we have it on the cash, we've had it on the cash flow
Yes.
for a while.
It's on the cash flow. The 20% of the original estimate is about $400,000. We anticipate, or the latest estimate is that the cost of the project will be about $150,000 higher. So,
It's the reason I'm asking.
okay.
So what is the total bid?
The total, well, we don't have bids yet. We won't have those till tomorrow. But based on the estimate, the city's local match would be about $550,000.
That's including the extra 150.
We have programmed in the cash flow, we have 400,000.
Right.
So based on what happens with bids tomorrow, it could be up to 550.
Could be more.
Could be more, could be
We
less.
don't know, we have to wait on the bids.
So we'll just need that resolution for the next meeting, once we have those bids for your consideration. And then what about the construction inspection? Do we just wait on that or do you want to do those at the same time?
We'll do those at the same time.
Okay.
We need to do those at the same time.
So 2 resolutions.
So I'm gonna have like a 10-day publication lead time, so
Yeah.
as soon as you can let me know that.
Right. I should be able to let you know within the next 2 days.
And then aim for the regular December meeting.
Yes.
Well, my question is, our next scheduled meeting is the 21st of December, which is getting towards the Christmas holidays. Does that give you time to execute all of that at the end of the year? Because you said 30 days.
10. It's just 10
And they
days
give,
notice.
the NDOT gives us about 30 days once we receive the invoice for payment.
Oh, not the bid?
Right.
So when would be your best guess as to when you'll get the invoice?
Within a week to 10 days after the bids are.
So you're still aiming for the December payment?
Yes.
Okay.
So that should work fine. Is there, unless anybody knows already, that I just want to make sure we'll have a quorum for that meeting on the 21st. So if you
You guys gonna be here?
feel, I will be.
As far as I know, unless,
Paul?
unless the boss tells me otherwise.
Okay.
I'll be there. It's up in the air. I might be overseas, but we'll see.
So I'll definitely double check with all of you then before that. We need to move that date.
Okay, thank you.
This is a project that we've been working on for probably a year or two. Mayor, would you like to say anything about the Unity Street reconstruction?
No, we've actually been working on this since 2017, so looking forward to the end, and I know the people that live there have been talking about it forever, so just hopefully the bids come in where we can afford to do the project.
Thank you. Moving on to other business. Krista, the financial reports.
Yeah. Bring those up. Okay, so you have for the month ending in October, just shows the revenue, and then an update on this one is just the each resolution, what's been updated there, and then also what was approved at the last meeting, the Jim Black Road. So that was added for the 114. So that shows you that. I'm going to make this bigger so you can read it. Anticipated receipts for the year, expenditures through the end of October were 3.6 million, which would leave us with a cash balance of 3.9, remaining appropriations that have been approved at 1.3, which would leave us with a cash balance of 2.6 at the end of the year. It should be a little bit higher than that, and that's just because some of those projects won't be complete and all of those funds won't be spent. And then also there's a couple projects that Mark and Trent and I are meeting with here soon where projects have come in just a little bit under budget as well. So we'll have those final numbers for you at the December meeting. Any questions about that fund? The next one is the US 31 TIF district. So those bond payments have both been made for the year, and then we have approved just 2 resolutions through that for Commerce Drive and Simon Road design, right-of-way, construction inspection, and then the bond services. So that was $1,500. That shows you at the top. Cash balance, our expenditures to date have been $593,000. Remaining appropriations, those won't all be spent by the end of this year because that project's not even programmed for until next year, actually 2023, the Commerce and Simon Road. And then all of the amphitheater expenses, those will start coming in more heavily now that once the bond is spent down, which it's not yet either. But once those are, we would still have the $596,000 in that account. And then just an update on the next page about what has been spent on the bond. So year to date, we've spent $5.4 million. We do still have some money invested, which is gaining interest, and then the remaining appropriations there. And Mark, I don't know if you want to give a quick update on the amphitheater, if you all are interested.
Sure.
Just received a text message that sod is going to start going down today. Should take about a day and a half for them to complete that. So this will be within the circular lawn area. We'll receive sod. The facilities such as the restrooms, the green room, all of the finished work is being completed at this time. Concrete pour has been, is nearly finished there on the west plaza area right now, plus some work right around the amphitheater band shell. And we're on schedule for completion of the splash pad and playground probably in the spring. But that will be done as soon as the weather warms up and the temperatures are appropriate for placing that softer surface for the splash pad. So we expect final completion by about May 1st, which will give us about 3 weeks before the first event is held there. Anyone have any questions?
Thank you. Sorry to put you on the spot. I wondered too, I know we did a tour of the amphitheater, the Discover Downtown Franklin did, I think last week, and I wondered if that was something you all would be interested in doing. I could try to set that up. If you'd like to see kind of the progress, and can work with Mark to do that at a time that's not, we're not in anybody's way, but I thought it was pretty neat, so, okay.
That would be good, just set a date and let us know.
Yep.
Pick a day where it's nice and sunny and not raining.
Well, I'll try my best. We'll have Rosie order some Chamber of Commerce weather. All right, any other questions on the financials? We did not have a cash flow analysis update at your last month's meeting, so you do have one today. And so the projects under consideration, I tried to rearrange those a little bit to put the roundabouts together. And then as I was talking with the mayor kind of through this, I thought it might be helpful because I'm starting to get them confused, all of the different ones. So Mark graciously put this map together to go along with our cash flow analysis. Shows you the ones in red are the roundabouts that are complete and what year they were completed in. And then the 3 additional roundabouts under consideration are shown in green. And so you have Graham Graham Road and Commerce in 2022, and then Commerce and Simon, or the high school, in 2023, and then Graham and Eastview in 2024. So hopefully that helps clarify that a little bit, and then they were grouped together at the bottom of your cash flow. One thing I did want to mention is I think there was a question about the Commerce Drive and Graham Road construction. So the design for that project, I did highlight that in red. The design is being paid for through the Board of Works, just like Jim Black Road. The design and inspection is being paid for through the Board of Works. So if you don't see those numbers to go with those projects, that's why I put those notes on there. And that's it.
Thank you. Any questions?
So that cash flow is not picking up the FDC 100,000 for this year, right?
Yes, it is.
Where is that?
Let's see, FDC programming
Is it that next year?
shows the
December
last
31.
quarter. So it shows $100,000 in the last quarter.
December.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, so that's what we've had in there for a while now. I had the same thing for next year, unless that changes. But yeah, those numbers are, and I will update those obviously once the year is finished, but we're still looking pretty good as far as cash balances.
And this year we've had a busy year with a lot of projects.
We have, so we're planning to spend about $4.3 million this year. Yeah.
Any other questions? Questions about the map? I think it's very helpful, and it gives us a perspective of where we're headed. Moving to comments and announcement. Anybody on the council have a comment?
I just wanted to say about the schools, I don't know if everybody's heard that Dr. Clendenning was named the State Superintendent of the Year, and we're very proud of him for that. He's in the running for the national, he's put in his paperwork for that, so we'll keep you posted if he wins. That'd be pretty cool.
What an accomplishment.
It is, he deserves it.
Especially after this year.
Okay. Amanda?
It's been pretty busy right now for project leads. Usually you get pretty busy up until about Thanksgiving, and then Thanksgiving, the beginning of December, stuff starts to slow down a little bit. So we're seeing the busy right now. Speaking of school superintendents, we actually had a meeting with all the school superintendents, Ivy Tech, C9, and Franklin College, although just to kind of bring them together and better understand some of the challenges that they're having. So, and then we will be bringing together our business leaders and kind of doing the same thing, and then putting those two together so that we can help develop our workforce pipeline and try to keep as many students as possible here, and also serve the needs of our businesses as well. So, kind of been starting that process. It was a fascinating meeting. It was neat for them to be able to share best practices, things like that, and see the things that are already in place that can maybe be recreated in some of the other schools as well. So it's been busy.
Thank you. Rosie?
I'm going to keep it on the Dr. Clendenning train. He's going to be our speaker on Thursday for a chamber lunch. If they would like to attend, you're welcome. Also, we are having our nominations go out for our annual meeting, which will be held February 10th. That's also the State of the City address. So our nominations are for Business Hall of Fame, Community Service, and Community Impact. Those nominations are on our website, or you can call me if you have someone you'd like to nominate. I'd be happy to help you get through that process. That's all I got.
Rob?
Based on other theaters opening across the country, we are going to be opening up our capacity a lot more, so that Christmas movies again will hopefully be sellout crowds. And then again, if numbers keep going right, we'll be doing our sponsorship party live as opposed to virtual on the first weekend in February.
Good. Dana?
Continuing to stay busy. Things, like Linda said, we get our busy season and it's still going.
So,
Good.
so getting a lot of calls and interest in the city and community. It's good.
Mayor Barnett.
Looking forward to Roundabout next year, Grand Commerce, and Andy Street, and one project we haven't talked about that's been in the works 2 or 3 years. We did get a grant to do sidewalks from Forsyth through Jefferson Meadows, and next year that's on the agenda, and sidewalks out by Creekside and Custer Baker. So that's being done with grants from the state direct market. So that's another project for next year. So those are the 3 big projects for next season.
Thank you. Kim, would you like to say anything about FDC?
Well, I was coming here to see the approval, but I missed it, so thank you. I'm assuming it passed. Yeah, no update. Circle Drive should be on the market soon. It's almost, I think they're finishing the flooring up this week. So yeah, hopefully you guys can come out and take a look at that. We'll have an opportunity, like an open house where you can come out and view that property.
I actually need to email you all today. Marissa wants us to sign the floor before they put the floor down. So Thursday morning, if anybody wants to come see it, between 8 and 9, we'll be there. If you want to look around, it's basically a brand new house.
Krista, could you give us a highlight about, I know there's some things coming up here in early December with downtown.
The holiday lighting, I think it's the 64th year for the holiday lighting, and so it's Saturday, December 4th. The winter market is going to be outside this year on North Main Street with tents and warmers and those kinds of things, but the lighted parade is at 5 o'clock?
5:30.
5:30?
We're gonna meet in the amphitheater parking lot for staging, so it's a little different this year.
And then the lighting, of course, at 7. So, should be fun.
Did I miss anything? Okay, motion to adjourn. Have a motion, second. All in favor?
All right.
Thank you, everyone.